disappointing loss here against a really good football team. What's disappointing is that you see glimpses of what we can be, but then the mistakes, the turnovers, they hurt us. We created some, but didn't capitalize on some of them. They capitalized on theirs. And that's what happens when you play on the road in conference against the reigning champions. They have a championship pedigree, really good quarterback. They want to take advantage of those opportunities. And we just could not get out of our own way at times. I point to a lot of good things. Again, you know, third quarter continues to be our Achilles heel. Second straight week, we have not produced anything in the third quarter. I don't think we had a first down. We had 14 plays at 5 yards. Lost the turnover margin. 2 delay of games to start drives. That's not on the kids. That's on us. That's on me. That's unacceptable, and that can't happen. Been in this profession too long for that to happen. So we shot ourselves collectively again in the foot. But the thing that I've seen, we were able to move the ball at times, put ourselves in position to win it, pull within 8. But we have to find ways to score. And I told the team this. I said, listen, this is who we are right now. And in order to become champions, in order to become great, we have to take ownership in the fact that we're just not a very good football team when we make mistakes like this. So we've got to change that. We've got to get better. There's a chance we could probably see this team down the line, but that's not near or there. We got to focus on next week, the bye week, get better, be critical of ourselves. The greatest opponent right now is ourselves. And we got to figure that out the next 2 weeks before we play our next opponent. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Again, just disappointed in the fact that I'm saying the same things over and over again, but that's where we are right now. And that's where I got to meet this team. That's where I got to meet our staff. That's where I got to meet myself. And I got to raise that level of standard. So today's loss squarely falls on my shoulders.
Coach, the second half, they were able to get to the quarterbacks really effectively. What did they change anything schematically, defensively? What after the first half? Just what was maybe the difference in that regard?
Oh man, they ran a couple couple twists we didn't pick up, stuff that we saw in practice, but for whatever reason didn't recognize it in the game. A couple guys ran free. Now a few of them I didn't have a chance to look at it, so I can't really give you an intelligent answer other than the fact that I was surprised that they were able to get to Drew that way. And, for a quarterback that's trying to find his confidence, that doesn't bode well. He played hurt. He got his ankle got tweaked a little bit. Of course, he threw, the early interception, but settled back down and put a drive together. But for the most part, I have to go back and look at the film to see exactly why guys are running free. And that's something we have to resolve and resolve it quickly.
After with all the mistakes, to only be down by 8 in the fourth quarter there, after the turnover and got the quick touchdown, is that kind of a positive you can kind of take away as even with the miscues you guys were?
Well, yeah, right, we're lucky it wasn't worse than it was. We were able to create a couple turnovers for ourselves, but we were unable to capitalize on those mistakes. And we're learning to become a team like that. That's what we have to extract from it. This is how you become that type of team. You got to harp on the little things. Again, we got to continue to execute. And we can't panic in those situations. You got to understand, we got 15 or 17 guys that are playing ball for the very first time, and they're getting their first experience of being on the road playing these types of opponents. So this is a great learning experience that we're all experiencing. So we got to grow at some point, and we got to really learn, and when we get in the situation again, because it's going to come up again, to be ready for that. And hopefully we can come out on the winning side with an opportunity to win a ball game or two.
Drew Pine, 3 more interceptions. What's your message to him?
To stay positive. The first one was a tip pick 6. The second one was not a good read. That was bad interception. The ball shouldn't have gone out that way. I felt I had to go back and look at the film, but he probably could have ran it or found a different option. But that was not a good decision on his behalf. The last one I thought it was trapped. Clearly we're in throwing mode, so it's there. But uh, he's got to stay positive with it, and I think we have to figure out what he does best, and not probably put him in those situations to where he can throw interceptions. Too many tip balls, a lot of tip balls, and we got to figure that out. And we can't expect him to execute in those situations if we're constantly seeing tip balls. That's on us. It's on coaching. So I'm gonna figure that out.
Is the week off coming at a good time for you guys?
I think it is. We got a couple guys that are banged up. It gives us a chance to heal up, to recalibrate, to look at the things that we've done, build on the positives, work on our weaknesses, and get better. Listen, it's too much football to be played right now to have long faces and have poor body language and to feel sorry for ourselves. Listen, when it gets harder, we get tougher. I mean, it's that simple. We got to get tougher. We got to come back to work, roll up our sleeves and figure it out. It's not going to be easy. Winning is not easy. Life is not easy. And these are the lessons that they have to understand. When you get punched in the mouth, you're going to have to respond. So the last 2 weeks, we got our asses handed to us. And guess what? We're going to have to learn how to respond. This is who we are. We can't run from it. We can't hide from it. We want to meet it right squarely where it is, meet it face to face, and go toe to toe with it until we defeat it. That's where it is. And it comes down to us and how we handle it. And taking ownership again. Hey, I made the mistakes. What can I do to get better? I have to get better. So that's what it comes down to.
Kevin Hutchinson, Falcon Media Sports Network. Coach, late in the game, Drew Pine sort of got hit pretty hard on the one play, came out for one play, then came back in. If you could just tell us about your conversation with him in that moment and just his leadership and toughness in that situation.
Yeah, well, he got tweaked ankle, got, I think, hit pretty late. Again, I don't know if it was a late hit or not. I didn't see it. But he just continued to battle. And my hat goes off to the young man because he is a tough warrior. This speaks to who he is as a leader, knowing that he's right now very mature. He can bounce back from these things. I'm very fond of it. But we have got to sit down and figure out how we can put him in the best position to be successful moving forward.
Coach Carter Leonard, Falcon Media Sports Network. We saw Keon Washington go out earlier in the game. Is there any status on what his, status is right now?
Nothing yet. I know it's a lower leg injury. The extent of it at this point in time is still going to be examined. They'll probably be examined. We probably won't know anything for the next couple of days. But it couldn't come at a better time, for us to figure it out. I'm praying that it's not serious. Hopefully he'll be back in the next week or two.
And to kind of add on top of that, this defense has been a little bit banged up. Obviously, Pringle being out for the rest of the year, and now this. How do you make sure with that next man, up to make sure that they're ready to go and they don't have too much pressure on them because they have big shoes to fill in those types of situations?
Well, unfortunately, they got to fill those shoes, and that's what we talk about. It's the power of the unit. 9 units strong. I told them at the beginning of the year that everybody is going to have a part in this year. You're going to play at some point in time, so you have to prepare as if you're the starter. Even if you're on scout team, you've got to know what you're doing. You got to know your job. So when you get out there, you don't panic, you don't execute. That's easier said than done. And a lot of these young kids are getting experience right now, and what's going to bode well for us late in the season. So we pride ourselves on preparing these kids week in and week out. And unfortunately, right now I'm hearing the same things over the headsets. It's somebody's getting cut out, or they lost the tight end into the flat. They had undisciplined eyes. That's happening every week. At some point, the game's going to have to slow down for them. They're going to have to recognize it, execute it, become students of the game, and move forward. If they can't, well, we have to find somebody that can. It's that simple.
Tyler Kavlitz, Falcon Media Sports Network. Coach, 231 rushing yards for Ohio and a few touchdowns for them. What made it so tough to stop their run game?
Well, that option element with Navarro at quarterback, we saw how elusive he is. He's He's special. He's the best quarterback in the conference. Won a title last year, and it shows. He has a championship pedigree. He's unflappable. When he does make a mistake, he bounces right back. He operates that offense very efficiently. They have an efficient offense. And he does a nice job of having answers for everything that we do. And that's what makes it tough. We gotta key him, but you got a good running back that can hit the seams, or two of them that can get out. So we understood we had a tough task at hand. We thought we had a great game plan to kind of slow him down, but we can't help the team. Again, that team with throwing pick sixes and playing from behind. We had to get ahead of them and force them to throw the ball more than to actually run it. So coming in, I felt that, and my staff felt that whoever runs the ball the best is going to win the game. And guess who won the rushing battle? They won it. So it's tried and true. So we got to get better at this and continue to chop wood, carry water, and lick our wounds and learn and grow.
And then Jay Crabble, 3 sacks. I believe it was 5 sacks total for the Bobcats. What'd you notice in that, how the offensive line held up against them and what they presented defensively?
Nothing that we didn't anticipate seeing. I know we cut a couple guys loose. Again, my hat goes off to them for doing a good job of getting upfield and getting the sacks.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. All right.
One more. We'll do one more. Sorry, Coach. You cool for one more? Last question.
I know it's a couple of weeks away, but Toledo is up next. How do you guys prepare for them?
All right, now we got to get prepared for ourselves. We have to get better first. Toledo, when that week comes up, we want to deal with that.
Chris, obviously, you guys pulled within a touchdown there in the fourth quarter, but just a lot of kind of mistakes offensively. Just how kind of tough were those to overcome? Some early turnovers, just kind of some early miscues on offense.
Basically, we didn't execute. They executed off our mistakes. We had this game to win, but hey, we're gonna come off the bye week, working hard whole week, stay locked in.
What's your message to Drew Pine? Obviously he's really kind of gutted it out with getting hurt a couple times out there. Had some good plays, some tough plays. What's kind of your message to him at this point?
DP's a dog. We came together better than what we did last week. We came together. DP's a dog, so I ain't worrying about what he did. I know he's going to come back hard next week.
Obviously a good performance from you today. The rushing game looked really, really good today. Just what's, with each passing week, what's kind of the confidence level amongst, you, Cam, Kadarius, and that running game?
That we know we all can do it. I'm going to take my opportunity. They're going to take theirs, and we're all going to execute. We ain't going to let it be our fault. So we're going to keep this offense going.
Obviously Ohio's defending MAC champion, and you guys obviously were right there with them. Is there any positives you can take away from today's game?
Not for real. They execute off our mistakes. Take away the mistakes, we were pretty good. We could have won that game. Great team though.
Obviously, you guys will go into a bye week and then Toledo the week after. Just talk about what you guys are going to do to prepare differently and how you prepare for a big game like that coming up.
We ain't going to prepare differently. We're going to prepare the same way we've been preparing. Ain't nothing going to change. We're just going to work a little harder, fix the mistakes that we did today, and let's see an impact next week.
Chris, obviously a tough loss here on the road, but you guys do have a bye week. How do you guys plan just in practice and in meetings to adjust and get ready for the Battle of I-75?
Tomorrow, we're going to watch film, fix some mistakes, what we could have did better, and be ready for Toledo.
Coach talked about your guys' struggles in the third quarter, that you guys haven't scored in the third quarter a couple weeks. I think it was 5 yards and 14 plays. What do you think it is about the third quarter right now for you guys that you aren't able to get the offense going?
That we got to come out faster. That's our main thing. We got to come out faster. Even in the first quarter, that's been a problem lately. But we came out fast. We shot ourselves in the foot, so we're going to try tomorrow, watch film. Let's see if we can fix that and score in the third quarter.
MJ, just just some missed opportunities. The offense had a few turnovers. They were really able to establish the run. Just kind of how tough was, you guys are obviously right there, close in the fourth quarter, but just how tough were those kind of missed opportunities throughout the game?
Missed opportunities are always going to be tough. As a defense and an offense, you got to be able to capitalize on missed opportunities, not missed opportunities, but on opportunities to score points, because that changes the game. You know what I'm saying? If you take into account those opportunities that we missed, you never know what the end score could be.
Third quarter or second half, you guys forced 3 turnovers. You had the fumble recovery, led to a touchdown. Talk about just kind of a heads-up play, because it looked like it was almost a pass attempt, but the ball was live, and you're able to pick it up.
Yeah, like you said, it was just a heads-up play. I recognized that, I went to go pick it up, and I think it swung the momentum for a little bit at the time, but it just is what it was at that time.
For the defense to force 3 turnovers in that second half, really keep you guys in it. Like, what does that say? Obviously there's been some really tough injuries here lately, but what does that say just about your guys' effort to keep the offense in the game?
We harp on it every day. Turnovers, it ain't a meeting where we don't talk about turnovers, even in special teams meetings. So I think our whole group as a defense, we just headhunters, and we go get the ball.
Drew Pine with a few interceptions. He really kind of gutted it out there, with playing injured. But what's maybe your message to him, your message to the offense to obviously keep their heads up and really try to improve going forward?
At the end of the day, I just tell them keep their head up. I know what they can do because I've seen them do it. So I know they'll figure it out. I know that I don't need to say anything to them. I know they're gonna get it right.
What's the mood of the team like? How much self-reflection they're going to be with this not having a game this coming week?
Well, we do self-reflection every week. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the details every day in every meeting room, because we strive to be a very detailed team, very disciplined team. And, we're going to do a lot of self-reflection. We're going to get in the meeting room, on the practice field, and fix the errors, fix the mistakes.
Obviously already had some highs and lows on the season, win, loss, win, and then 2 straight losses now. But when it comes to Coach George, what's his message been in terms of staying persistent and just getting ready each week?
Like I said, it's about discipline in the details. Discipline in the details. He says it every day at practice, on the field, in the meeting rooms, discipline details. So that's what we're going to continue to work on throughout the rest of the season.
MJ, they had 231 yards rushing, and what did they present in the run game, and how hard was it with the dual threat quarterback to defend?
Their quarterback is a really good player. They got some good backs. It was more on us. I feel like we beat ourselves more in the run game. Got out of some fits, but at the end of the day, it's 231 yards. We got to get in the meeting room and fix it.